that at the name of Yeshua every knee should bow, of those in heaven and on the earth and those under the earth, and that every tongue should confess that Yeshua Messiah is Master, to the esteem of Elohim the Father. Now notice that after saying humbling, watch the bookends here, humbled himself unto death, he's going to receive this incredible name, every knee is going to bow, and listen, all of this is still done, not about him, but to the honor and esteem of the Father. So this still isn't about now him glorifying him. But he's going to be given a position because he's humble enough to be in that position, in the structure, not usurping his father, not usurping the person above him. That's a real big deal about learning how to be in structure, that you're not usurping the one above you. Because he showed himself and demonstrated the ability to empty himself, fill up only with what the Father has for him, and to be obedient unto death. What is that showing? Trustworthiness. The Father knows I can give you eternal life and put you above everyone because you've proven trustworthiness. How many of you really understand that that's why you're here, is to show and demonstrate trustworthiness? You think just because you know, and I mean by knowing informationally, not relationally, okay? Normally I want it the other way, but in this case we'll go with informationally. You think because you have knowledge, information, and that you believe the information, that you think it's true, that somehow that gets you a crown and eternal life. Now I've told you, the one salvation issue is you becoming the type of person that he wants to live with forever, and I really should say the type of person he trusts to live with forever. So I may need to make an addendum to that or make an adjustment to something I've said for 20 years now, that really he's looking to see, can he trust you with eternal life? And so yes, this is why he tests you. This is why you have trials. This is why you go through your struggles. Because he wants to see, when push comes to shove, where will you go? What will you do? Can he trust you? And some of it is actually to see if you'll trust him. Because some of you act like, oh yeah, I trust him, and then when it comes to push comes to shove, you act like you don't trust him. Because you're not willing to maybe lose your job over Shabbat. You're not maybe willing to lose a few family members over something, keeping the holy days or whatever it is. Because you're not trusting him. You know, Yeshua made a statement, and we appreciate the statement to some degree when he says it, but you know, he says, well, who is my mother and who is my father? He says, you're my family. In other words, he wasn't saying he didn't know who his mother was and his father. He was simply saying, the body is your family, not the bloodline that you were born into. That doesn't diminish that the bloodline is still your bloodline, but understand that if they are not covenanted, there's a hierarchy, okay? So I don't want to sound cultish to say that you need to be of this more than your family. He says you have to love him more than mother, sister, brother, etc. It doesn't say don't love them. Love them. Just love him more. Obey him. Obey them. Obey him more. You know, it says honor mother and father. But remember, they come second, not first. And this is the important thing. Let the mind of Yeshua be in you. Because then we get to that place where it talks about how then we would receive something if you put yourself into this. Not exactly what he received, because he's going to actually be the top in interacting with this creation. He will be King of Kings, Lord of Lords, etc. But you will receive the crown that you were offered. Paul says, run the race to receive the crown. The eternal life crown.